Day 5. Guys, today we're talking to one of my buddies named Henry, who is in the heart of Manila, Philippines, which is currently on lockdown. So let's get him in. Golly, I do this every time. Why? I wish Instagram made it easier to invite people. There we go, Henry. Jeez, sorry guys, this is yep. Here we go. Gotcha. Let's go. Come on, internet. Waiting for Henry. Waiting for you, man. There he is. Henry, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. Amazing. Good morning from Asia. So, guys, if you're just tuning in, this is episode 3 of Get the Facts with Folan. We're going around, since traveling is nearly impossible in the world right now, we are virtually going on a tour to check in on all my friends from around the world to see what's happening in their cities and countries. So episode 3, the first 2 episodes I'll be posting soon. We checked in yesterday to China, got to see what life is like in Beijing now and in Shanghai, which China is getting back to normal. But normal is not happening right now in the Philippines. That's for sure. So real quick, background. Well, Henry, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then let's jump into the story on how we met, because it's pretty hilarious.
Yeah. So I'm Henry. What's up to Brent's followers? I'm from the US, but I've been living here in the Philippines since 2013 because I have family here, so it's been good. The Philippines is great. Y'all should come out here. Um, that's pretty much it for me. Not a lot
Yeah,
of
okay,
questions.
nailed it. So, geez, back when I first started in Asia, this was 2017. I decided to go to the Philippines, was making my way around, and ended up in Manila. And so I couch surfed, and my couch surfing host was like, "Hey, I see you went to TCU," and he hadn't heard of TCU, which is my university, until that day that I got there. But it wasn't because of me; it was because one of his family friends, and so agreed to go to dinner with them, and was hiking earlier that morning, and came back, showered, and that's where I realized how horrible Manila traffic is. I left about an hour and a half before dinner. We get, I think, maybe 8 blocks. I called an Uber. I was like, oh, hour and a half, no problem. Now 8 blocks took 45 minutes. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be late.
Yeah.
So jumped out of the Uber, waved down the first motorbike I saw, total stranger, absolute total stranger, and begged him to drive me to meet y'all for dinner. And luckily, the kind soul that he was drove me to the restaurant, and the rest is history. So we ended up hitting off so well that your family invited me to stay with you. We went to Wonderland, which was an epic experience, one of the best concerts in the Philippines. So, geez, now we've seen each other. Well, I've seen your family, right? So it was in Manila. Then when I went back to Texas, and then you and I met up when we came through San Francisco for the road trip last year. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, one more time in Austin. Or no, actually, yeah, Austin and Dallas. We met up twice. Wow.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so we've seen each other a lot around the world.
Yeah, we have.
So,
Pretty crazy.
so enough about how we met. It's Henry's the man. He's an absolute legend. Been a great friend on my journeys around the world. But Henry, tell me this: what's it
Yeah.
like in the Philippines? Because you guys were one of the first countries to go on full lockdown. What's
Yeah.
life like now?
Well, we should have gone on lockdown earlier, first of all. There was a lot of delay in the response from the government, but
Hmm.
as of right now, the whole of Metro Manila, so that's 13 million people, give or take a million, lockdown, total lockdown. We can't leave. Well, we can leave our houses for essentials like food and medical supplies, but military and police checkpoints everywhere, so they're really not letting people out. There's curfew. It's pretty crazy. It's like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. So
How do
we're all
they? So how do they enforce the curfew? I mean, are they writing people fines? Do they threaten jail time? Like, what do they do exactly?
yeah, it's not the punishments are really like all over the place. There's one city like that's part of Manila that curfew breakers are being made to just like sit under the sun on a basketball court. Really like I don't even know what's up.
Okay, so make them sweat it out.
I,
Interesting.
yeah.
Wow.
Hmm.
Okay. So if I snuck out one night, I just know I'm going to get a really bad sunburn the next day. That's interesting.
For
But
sure.
you said, so what's the story? You ended up trying to go to a different grocery store the other day. What happened there?
Yeah, so I was out with one of my good friends. We are both gonna make a supply run because the grocery store in our little like neighborhood is really small, so it gets sold out really quick. So we're trying to get some more supplies, and we drive. This is a really nearby place for us, so we didn't think it'd be a problem. But there's a military checkpoint right before you enter this part of the city, and they ask, "Do you live here?" And we're like, "No." So they're like, "Turn around." These guys are holding M16, so we're not exactly like gonna argue with them. So we just turned around,
Jeez.
didn't look back.
Yeah, not the
Yeah,
guys you want to mess with.
yeah. That was
So
my
like
thought.
with the curfew, have you seen a drop in traffic? I mean, are the streets completely
The
emptied or are
streets
there
are
still
the streets are empty. There's no one out.
weird?
Yeah,
That's what's so strange. I mean, if you're able to travel, this is Instagrammers' dreams, right? I mean, all these
yeah.
places. I mean, even Singapore, it's dead. Not that I've left my room. I still have quite a few more days to go. But the
Mhm.
view that we have, we're able to see the bay, and a spot that's usually just bustling with people. There's hardly a soul, which is just it's so weird, so weird.
Mhm.
So, dang man. So okay, so how many days have you been in quarantine? I think you have more than me, right?
I This is like going on week 2, so I think
Week
10.
two.
Yeah,
Dang.
since Sunday last week we've been holed up. So yeah,
Dang.
it's
So then,
crazy.
so what do you guys do in the Philippines to pass the time?
Um, I try to work out first of all to keep like keep fit.
Yeah,
Um, I read books. Been trying to get some more reading under my belt.
a
Movie,
lot of time to do that. Yes,
and then time with the family too. I'm a student, so most of the time I'm busy, and I really don't see my uncle who I live with all that often. So I've been using this time to catch up with him, and like we've been like having good conversations. So it's been okay.
that's
And
good. Forced family time. There's
yeah,
actually, I mean, as horrible a
yeah,
situation it is, it's exciting that it's forced everyone to slow down. You know,
yeah,
which is kind of nice in a
yeah.
sense.
It is. It is. I mean, it's sad with all the uncertainty and when's this gonna end, but keeping close ties and keeping each other like positive is probably the best thing you can do. So
No, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. Have they so quarantine lasts until when in Manila or their lockdown? Sorry,
I think officially it's until the 14th of April. So
14th
yeah,
of
we're gonna be
April.
here a while. It's like another 2 3 weeks, and
Dang.
it's likely to extend past that. I mean, if we're being honest, it's that's like a good that would be best case scenario if everything could or businesses could start opening then or
Right.
go back to school. But I guess I'm kind of just prepared that I'm not gonna be going to school this semester. Like
That's crazy, man.
sucks, but
This is just mind blowing to me.
yeah, it's some biblical stuff right here, like what's going on. But
Totally. Have they closed other islands? I mean, is it locked down across the whole country? Is it mostly just Manila because the concentration of the population?
yeah, yeah. So well, Manila's the only place that's under the enhanced community quarantine. So police out on the streets, curfews, all those things. But they suspended domestic travel, air, sea, and land. So the highways are also cut off.
Jeez.
Fly to another island, and so I guess that pretty much means like no one's going anywhere. So
So you're stuck where you are until
yeah,
middle of April,
so middle.
assuming they will extend.
Mhm.
Wow. Have they but food hasn't become an issue. I mean, like there's
Yeah,
still
no,
plenty of food with everybody, right?
yeah. Grocery stores are the only business that haven't been like adversely affected by this because there's lines out the door every single.
Yeah, they're crushing it. They can't get
Yeah.
enough product. So, question: does the Philippines have a toilet paper problem?
I The last time I went to the grocery store, they had a lot. but I think it's because I went in the morning. And if you get there later in the day, they're gonna run out too. But it's nothing like the States. I don't think people are hoarding that shit like it's the end of the world. But
Yeah. Because toilet paper is going to save your life. Come on, Henry, you know that. When there's a zombie apocalypse, what do you reach for? Not your rifle, your
toilet,
toilet paper, because
yeah,
that protects you. You wrap yourself up like a mummy so you blend in. Come on,
exactly,
man.
exactly. I think the thing is, people here don't use like as much toilet paper as Americans because
Yeah,
they, like bidets and stuff are a big thing here. So
yeah,
I actually
yeah.
get ridiculed because I'm like a toilet paper guy, right? So yeah,
You're a social outcast for using toilet paper. Nice.
yeah,
Oh man, wait, one more question on quarantine, and let's jump into the fun travel stuff.
for
Are
sure.
restaurants still open? Like, are you guys still doing delivery services? Or are they totally shut?
There's delivery service, but there's no sit down, go
Yeah.
have a meal. Yeah, but it's not what it was. There's probably about like 50% of them are closed because not all of them were doing delivery. So let's just
Wow.
see, hope that more people get on it. So, more food for everyone and these restaurants we all like will stay open. So,
Well, even I mean, you think about like the street vendors. I mean, there
oh
was
yeah,
quite a bit of street food, right? I mean, like they're just
no,
waiting it out, huh?
the street vendors are at home. That's the problem. All the daily wage earners, the people that need to be up at 5 in the morning and work until 10 o'clock at night, like they're the ones worst affected by this because they can't do anything. They don't have any
Yeah.
income, and the government's kind of not. They're just telling people to be patient and work with them, but they haven't created any solutions for these people. Like, what are they gonna do? Their lives are already so uncertain. They're from their day to day, like how they live, and being on quarantine for like 4 weeks just like I
It's
would I
crushing.
don't
I mean,
I,
it's literally crushing. Yeah, I mean, like their livelihood comes from day to day work, and the fact that they aren't able, like,
yeah,
hopefully the government's able to step in and help a bit because I can't even imagine. Like, those are the families that you would need to be most concerned
yeah,
about. Dang, man.
yep.
Crazy, crazy, crazy times.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're just tuning in, welcome to Get the Facts with Folan. We're live with Henry, who's in Manila, Philippines. Just covered the COVID-19 situation. Henry, let's dive into the very fun side of things. When the borders reopen, the flights take off again, what it's like to travel in the Philippines. So, top three must see or do things in the Philippines or Manila, your choice.
Yeah, so the first thing I would do when you get here, since you fly into Manila, is see the city. You've seen it for yourself. There's a lot to do, things to see.
Definitely.
Only problem is public transportation. So you're gonna be kind of limited in your movement unless you're the adventurous type like Brent. Then you can get around pretty easy. Just ask for
Yeah, way down the motorbike.
yeah, take a motorcycle because cars you're gonna be there a while, and our trains are not what they should be, overcrowded and
I didn't realize there were trains.
yeah.
Or do
See,
they? Yeah,
that's the
wow.
problem. You don't even know that we had public transportation. That's how bad it is.
Add that to the list. The next time I visit, we'll have to ride one of those. Peak
Yeah,
hour because it makes it more exciting.
for
Oh
sure. Yeah.
man.
Oh, just a fun fact about that. It gets so crowded in the trains that the front car at rush hour is for women only, so that they don't have to deal with like sweaty dudes like pressed up. No, like because they're
No,
packed in there.
yeah.
Like,
India had the same thing. They had cars
yeah,
for women all, and like I didn't realize that because it was so busy. I just jumped on the first car before the train took off, and I realized like, oh my gosh, I am not supposed to, like the looks I got off there very quickly. Did not want to deal with the
yeah,
Indian police. So yeah, yeah, man.
yep.
All
So
right, so Manila, must see Manila. So we'll
Manila,
count the whole metroplex as one.
yeah. So second deal, get out of Manila because it's it can be a drag all this traffic and pollution. Go see what the Philippines is like gifts to the world. Go see the islands, go to the beach, go diving. Um, you've been to Palawan, right?
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah, so that's one of the
Absolutely.
popular spots. Then one of my favorite places to go is Bohol. It's a little bit farther south, and that place has the chocolate hills, just tarsiers, all kinds of stuff you
which are
could
the
just.
coolest creatures ever. They
Hmm.
say if their skulls were the same size as ours, our eyes would be as big as basketballs. That's how big their eyes are.
That's
Awesome, awesome little creatures. I love them.
yeah,
I
that's
literally
actually
went to that island just to see them, so I was quite happy we found them.
super cute. A little creepy. I don't know. I got uncomfortable when they left it, but you know. But there's so much to see. That I think we have 7,107 islands, so you could spend your whole life here and maybe not even see all of those. So
Yeah, absolutely.
the next thing for me, I'm a big hiker. Whenever I go to the States, hiking is one of my favorite things to do with my dad. But here, like tropical island, hiking, who would have thought? It's a great deal. So a
Yep.
couple hours north or south of Manila, there's lots of cool spots to do it. You know, you can be in the rainforest. If you go south from here, if you go north, it's pretty cold. You might need a jacket actually, and be surprised. And then there's so much to see up there too. Banawe and Sagada are two popular spots, especially for foreigners. Sagada's
Hmm.
got the hanging coffins you might have heard of.
Yes,
And
I missed those when I was there. I really want to see those. Yeah.
yeah, and then also up there is the famous tattoo artist Wang Od. I think she's got to be like 100 years old now. Um, I actually got a tattoo from her when I went
Yes,
out
you
there.
did. Heck
Yeah,
yeah, you did.
that's something must see, must do.
Because that was like a full day trek to get to her, right? I mean, you guys had to
Yeah,
hike quite a bit.
I mean it was like an 8 hour drive, and then once we drove, we had to park the car and yeah, 1 hour hike to get there, and then we stayed overnight. The villages are super friendly. Everyone there, every tourist that goes there, you'll stay in a villager's house. They just open up their village to tourism, and I mean it's something they get a lot of revenue from for sure.
Yep.
But just to have all these strangers like in your house all the time, like it's pretty amazing. These people are really hospitable, and I mean that's something you'll see like wherever you go in the Philippines. Like they're always welcoming. They want to cook you a meal. They want to make sure you're
Absolutely.
okay. And yeah, I mean those are
No
my
joke. Out of the 103 countries that I've been to, Philippines is top three nicest in the world. I mean, everyone was smiling. Everyone wanted to start a conversation. It was the hospitality there was just next level. I was super impressed.
that
I
gives
mean,
you
heck,
that.
you guys. I mean, you literally took a stranger in, right? I mean, Exhibit A.
Yeah,
So your family. Moving on
for
to the
sure.
food, because you mentioned the food. What if you had to eat one dish from the Philippines for the rest of your life? What are you picking?
I think I'm going with chicken adobo. I mean, it's probably one of the most heard of dishes, and chicken's easy, but that's something I grew up eating even in the States from my
Mhm.
mom cooking it. And then when I moved here, you know, there's so many different ways. Everyone's got their own recipe, but I haven't tried one I didn't like yet.
So what?
And
Explain it. What is it exactly? What is the dish?
I think it's chicken, and then you just boil it or stew it in like a mixture of soy sauce, some spices, and then coconut vinegar. I think.
Ooh,
I'm not.
nice.
Don't
Okay.
quote me on it. I'm not a chef like at all, but it's got some soy sauce in there for sure. It's
Heck yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it served on rice or just eat it by itself?
Oh yeah. You gotta have it with the rice for
Okay.
sure.
Heck yeah.
Staple. Everyone. That's rice is probably the most um popular, or everyone eats rice.
Hmm.
It's
Staple,
yeah.
the must have. Now, the Philippines have one of the most unique street foods you can get, right? You know where I'm
Yes.
going with this? What is it, Henry?
I think you're referring to balut. The
Yes. And explain what this is.
balut. I mean, I think everyone I've ever met that knows anything about the Philippines has heard of this, but it's usually a duck, but sometimes a chicken egg that's been fertilized. So it's got a chicken there, and I'm not sure how many weeks old it is, but you
What
open
I what
this.
I've heard is you can get a 16, a 18, or a 21 day because typically the chick will hatch on the 21st day. And when I was
Yeah,
there, I was trying so hard to find a 20 day just because they like it's a fully developed chick. but
Mhm.
16, 18 quite common. And
Yeah.
it's
It,
what a dish.
I actually like it, honestly. Like the flavor and, just the fact that so many people like shudder at it. Like there's an episode of Fear Factor, like people are eating like cockroaches and spiders and worms, and then like it's nothing, just scarfing them down, and then they get a
Exactly.
they put a balut in front of them, and these people are like, no, I can't do it. They're like gagging, but it tastes
See,
like
they
chicken.
must
I'm
not have
like,
given them.
really?
There's the vinegar sauce that you usually put on top of it, right?
Yeah,
That's
or
where Fear Factor screwed them over.
rock salt also.
Or rock salt, yes.
So, but
Because
like of all the things, that's a chicken. Like you eat that, you just that's what chicken looks like. Like,
well, it's
come
just
on.
that baby. It's that baby chick looking up at you, and
Yeah,
the crunch. You just gotta get back. Once you mentally get over eating a fully formed chick,
yeah.
then I mean, for me, it just tastes like a hard boiled egg. I didn't mind it.
That's for me. The trick is don't look at it. Just
Yeah.
eat it and be talking with your friends. And what people do, the worst mistake you can do is like some people will take the chick out and like unfold it, like see what it looks like. And yeah, you don't want to eat it then because it looks like you're about to dissect this thing. And they're really real. There's feathers, there's eyes, there's a beak. Like
It's
no
a
matter
fully
how
formed
that's
chick. Yes.
fully formed. Yep.
Oh man.
You tried it. You gotta try
But
it. That's
how's that industry doing? I mean, that's always sold street side. I feel like that'd be a hot commodity right now, right? I mean, is there some sort of underground system to? I mean, no one probably does that for delivery, do they?
I haven't heard of any delivery, but there's a gas station like mini mart here that they still have them. So I don't know where they're getting it from, but
Okay. Whew. So there isn't a short. Thank goodness, because Filipinos eat that like candy. I mean, that's almost like rice.
it's
I mean,
fun.
that's almost like a daily activity. I mean,
Yeah,
I think I only had it twice, but you find that on almost every block around the
you
country.
block, you can hear it. They're
Yeah.
shouting, they're barking about it. Yep,
Yeah. Heck
good
yeah.
stuff.
So let's jump in. Any stereotypes about the Philippines or Manila that we need to debunk here, or any that hold true?
Well, one that holds true. I don't know if you've heard of this, but it's called Filipino time. Like basically, it's that whatever you schedule, like expect people to be like 20 to 30 minutes late because traffic here is just horrendous.
Yeah,
And so in that case, people usually try to plan things to start 20 to 30 minutes past when they want it to, even an hour, because people Filipinos can be late not because we're lazy people or we're just trying to like disrespect you, but our transportation systems are just not where they should be for this population, especially in Manila. So
no,
traffic's a
absolutely.
big problem, and that's something you're gonna have to prepare yourself for if you come here. Um,
I would say
Stereotypes.
don't rent a car. I think that would be
Don't
the worst idea when you go to the
rent a
Philippines.
bike. Rent a bike. Or
Yeah,
yep. Um, Stereotype to debunk though maybe would be that all Filipinos are like poor or uneducated. So I mean, a big portion of the population is, but there's still public schools here, and people are, they're educated. We have one of the highest English literacy rates in the world. I mean, there's all kinds of call centers out here for.
I was gonna say that's the most for the United States. A lot of the places you call, the call centers
Yeah,
are based in the
in
Philippines.
the
So I
Philippines.
was
Yeah,
impressed with how many people spoke English. I mean, a
yeah,
vast majority,
and
which was
that's one of the things that makes it surprisingly easy to travel around here because
mhm.
we don't have that language barrier for the most part. But yeah, I mean, you go around and most people will speak English to you, and if you try to speak a little Filipino or Tagalog to them, they're gonna appreciate that too. So just
No,
a
definitely.
overall friendly people. Yeah, yeah,
No, I mean, it's a perfect combination for a country traveling, right? That very little language barrier if you happen to come across a person who hasn't, studied English, but then just the overall kindness of everyone there. I mean, it makes for an amazing trip, no matter how long. I mean, personally, I would recommend if you can go for at least a month. I mean, that you could spend,
yeah,
like you said, years and not see the islands, but I was there for 21 days and barely, dip my toe into the adventures you can have in the Philippines. So absolutely loved it. What's been your favorite thing about living in the Philippines? I mean, you even decided to stay there instead of going to university in the United States. You stuck around in the Philippines. What kept you there? What's been your favorite part?
My favorite thing about the Philippines has got to be the family orientedness. Like, family's a big deal here. Everyone's got big families and they're always meeting up, getting together. And I'm a family guy. Like, I've always craved that, I guess, growing up in the States where everyone moves out at 18 and, you don't really like see your aunts and uncles unless they live close to you. So people here really make an effort and that's probably their greatest asset is their family. And sometimes it can be a bad thing. So, I mean, like with, you know, nepotism and family
Mhm.
politics, political dynasties, but overall, that's my favorite thing, family, for
Yeah,
sure.
I like it. That's awesome. A lot of countries can take notes on that. No, that's a great answer. Um, what's one thing you think about the Philippines that would surprise people besides balut?
I'm not sure. I mean, maybe that there's a lot of,
I've
I'm not
got
sure.
two. I'll help you with this one. I would say one, just how beautifully perfect the beaches are. There's a lot of beaches in Asia that say, "Oh, come visit us. It's stunning. It's amazing," but a lot of them are covered in trash. The ones that I went to in the Philippines, there's quite a few of them that were crystal clear, amazing water, and like super, super, super clean beaches. I loved it. Like truly, some like the Philippines claims to have some of the nicest beach in the world. I will vouch for you guys. Absolutely. The other is that Filipinos love basketball. The NBA, I think the Philippines is hating this law, this postpone of the season just as much as the United States. Like almost every single day, I played pickup basketball with locals. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're not playing it, they're watching it. When I was in Bohol, I was on, we got motorbikes for the day, cruising around on our way to the Chocolate Hills, middle of freaking nowhere. So we pull over for lunch, and there's this old woman, right, cooking street side, smelled amazing. So we're like, yep, there's the one. We're gonna eat with her. We walk in. She had this TV that must have been 20 years old, easily, right? Massive, massive back. But what she have on there? It was like the 1997 All-Star game. I mean, so it is such a great country when it comes to sports, especially basketball. I mean, you guys are so passionate about it, which is pretty exciting. So sports fans, bring your NBA jerseys when you get to the Philippines because you will instantly make best friends.
Yeah, that's what's up. Basketball, that's our number one sport for sure.
Heck yeah. Manny Pacquiao is how is
Oh,
it?
he's a congressman. That might surprise you too.
Oh,
Like
is he?
everyone
I didn't realize he was now. Okay.
better now. I mean, he might make a run for president even. I don't know about
Wow.
that. He's
So
he's a
maybe that will be enough to get Mayweather to fight him again to fight the
yeah,
president of the Philippines.
he could say that he beat the president of the Philippines. Hopefully, we'll get that part two. But
Oh
uh,
man.
what
Well,
was your
Henry,
what was your favorite place that you went to that you'd recommend?
yes. So flew into Cebu and went down to Oslo, right? Did the whale sharks, which was amazing. Mole was really nice. That was awesome snorkeling. There's always a million sardines just off the coast, which is so cool. But one of my favorite diving spots around the world, and like let's secrets out now, but then I'm sharing it. But there's an island way north of Cebu called Malapascua, and Malapascua, tiny, tiny, tiny island, not easy to get to. I mean, you're looking at a full day's worth of traveling on but like flights and then busing and then hopefully like we caught the last small boat to cross that day, and it's the one place in the world where they guarantee that you're gonna find thresher sharks. Which when I got there, I was like, okay, come on, like you're gonna guarantee me wildlife? That's impossible. Like you do not control these animals. But no joke, you drop down 30 meters, you're on this shelf that drops another 300. I mean, it's literally like this blue curtain that goes on forever, this blue abyss. And you go right at sunrise. As the sunrise is, making the colors stunning out of this blue curtain, swim the Thresher Sharks. So it was a dive. You know, I loved it so much I did it twice. These dives, I'll never forget my time there. Would love to get back. Would love to take Katie there someday to see these amazing sharks. But one of the coolest shark experience and just so peaceful there. So that's one of the spots that have those well kept beaches and a place that I could absolutely live. If I need an island paradise, Malapascua was the place to be. So
Yeah.
what a
Now,
country, man! You got a great spot. I love it there. Absolutely love it there.
yeah, gotta come back, man.
I will. No, I know. Maybe next year for Wonderland. That would, when they bring the festival back. I think next year, hopefully 2021 is a year of massive celebrations as the world has beat this virus. So, what's tough now is hopefully a massive celebration later. Henry, I can't thank you enough for taking the time, man. It's always good catching up with you.
Thanks for
Any
having
um, any other words? This is your stage. Any other words, parting words to the world?
me. It's more fun in the Philippines. Come out here, if you hit me up through Brent, maybe we can work on a place for you to stay or even like help you show you around the city. But the Philippines has a lot to offer, and we're gonna need your tourism when we open back up. So definitely book your flights and get your asses out here because it's a great country and I love it. So
Heck yeah.
go.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks so much, man. Much appreciated.
Thank,
Guys, this is the end of episode 3. We are cruising around the world. Uh, Henry, it's really you are the man. I can't wait to meet up with you again.
for sure.
Tonight, well, my night here in Asia, your morning in the United States, roughly 12 and a half hours from now, we'll be talking to my friend live in Italy, which will be a fascinating conversation. That's the country that's being hit the hardest. And let's hear how their lockdown compares to what's going on in the Philippines now. Henry, you have a great day, man. Everyone else, stay safe, wash your hands, and let's get through this together. Take
All
care,
right.
man.
Stay safe. See you.